Hey, what's up? Pizowell here. Just got back from watching Public Enemies, starring Johnny Depp, Christian Bale, and directed by the brilliant, in my opinion, Michael Mann. And I have a few opinions on the movie, and would like to share them with you. The film, of course, is about John Dillinger. It's Depression-era Chicago, and John Dillinger is the nation's the very first public enemy #1 on the FBI's 10 most wanted list. So to law enforcement, he's public enemy #1. To the people, he is a celebrity. He is sort of a Robin Hood. He's not stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. He's stealing from the rich and using the money to front his operation, and because he likes expensive things, he likes whiskey, he likes good clothes, he likes fast cars, he likes beautiful women, and on his tail is Melvin Purvis, played by Christian Bale, who has been appointed by J. Edgar Hoover to lead the John Dillinger Task Force. If you've wondered why in the trailer and the TV spots and on the one sheet and the marketing campaign and stuff, there's just Johnny Depp as John Dillinger, and Christian Bale and basically everybody else in the movie is just sort of not there. The simple answer is, this is Johnny Depp's movie. This is John Dillinger's movie. Period. Everybody else in the movie is basically an ancillary character. Very little development on their parts, including Christian Bale as Melvin Purvis, which was kind of which will lead me to really my only qualm with the movie. But at the end of the film, there's an epigraph specifically about Melvin Purvis, and when I read that, I was like, oh wow, I would have liked to have known more about him. What made him tick. What was going on with him. At home, what kind of person was he? We don't get that, unfortunately. Now, if you're familiar with Michael Mann, you're going to draw a lot of comparisons to this film and Heat. Both of them are crime dramas. Both of them are, the good cop versus, the professional thief, and, who's going to outwit the other. What Heat did that Public Enemies doesn't do, and like I said, this is my only qualm, is he fleshed out both sides of the line perfectly. I felt, you felt like you knew both of these characters to the point where you could draw comparisons between the two. They were, Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. They were both good at what they did. They were both dedicated. So you can understand the camaraderie between the two. You're not going to get that kind of depth with Public Enemies. The movie's still very good. You should still go see the movie, absolutely. Johnny Depp's great in it. It's 2.5 hours long, but it didn't feel like 2.5 hours long to me. But it's 2.5 hours of pretty much Johnny Depp just chewing the scenery. I'm sure all the ladies in the theater loved seeing him in close-up. A lot of close-ups in this movie. But at other characters' expenses, to the point where a friend of mine who saw the movie with me said, he was confused about who, different characters were coming and going, and he sort of, he said he got confused about, who was who, and what sort of significance they had to, the gang, or what sort of significance they had to, the Dillinger Task Force, and that's definitely a qualm. There's so much emphasis put on Dillinger and his gang that you are instantly for them, you're rooting for them, to the point, and they don't help out the cop aspect of the movie either, because the cops are, they're torturing people to get information, they're beating women to get information, they're stumbling, they're bumbling, and you just don't know them. They're just sort of interchangeable. With the bad guys, with John Dillinger in particular, he's romantic, he's loyal to his friends, the public loves him to the point where somebody wants to hatch a plot to do a kidnapping, and Dillinger says, no, the public don't like kidnappings. So he's very self-conscious of his public persona and of the fact that, that the public like him, and also the fact that, he's public enemy number one, and he's outsmarted the cops, and he's been able to evade the cops, and he likes that. Another thing I noticed about the movie was, and this isn't really a qualm, but sort of Michael Mann's style kind of wasn't there. It sort of seemed like a subdued Michael Mann, which I thought was strange. But I mean, you're looking at. But I think if this movie had the kind of style and that like a Miami Vice had, or Collateral, or even Heat, really, or Manhunter specifically, it just wouldn't have felt right. It's still a beautiful movie to look at. There's good action in it. Very good performance from Johnny Depp. Christian Bale doesn't have a whole lot to work with, to sink his teeth into. The actress who played Johnny Depp's love interest was very good. I forget her name. And the actor who played J. Edgar Hoover. He was in Jesus' Son. I can't remember his name though. I'll do that. I'll put a bubble up. But a very good movie. Go check it out. If you're a fan of Michael Mann, definitely. If you're one of the seething throngs of Johnny Depp admirers, you're going to want to see this, because it's 2.5 hours of Johnny Depp in close-up, so you can't go wrong. But definitely go check it out this weekend, 4th of July weekend. Have a good 4th of July. Be safe, be happy, drink responsibly, don't drink and drive, and have a good time. And as Homer Simpson said, what better way than to celebrate the birth of America than by blowing up a small part of it. So get those M80s, get those cherry bombs, and just blow stuff up. So until next time,